Taytayski's Doodle Day, of course. It's Tuesday, so we don't want to forget. Oh, you're the best. Looks like there's a lot of newbies here today already. Hello, Nikki. Good to see ya. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. You guys, I was trying to untangle a necklace all day today. And Dan literally just did it in a minute. Again with the assist over here. You're the best, Dan. See you. Okay, let's just start over. Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? We're Monsters Inking it today. I know a lot of you requested Monsters Inc. Oh, let's put my hand back so we don't get the blur again. A lot of people have been requesting Monsters Inc. and I was pumped about it because I love Monsters Inc. It is one of my favorite Pixar movies. Not the favorite, but one of my favorites. All right. Of course, I'm just going to wait a little bit while people collect. This is what, day 2? Not day 2. The second round of the official Doodle Days with Tay. Last one went really well, actually. A lot of people messaged me that they were very surprised that they enjoyed it so much. They thought that they liked painting better than drawing, but now we're getting more drawers on our end, right? Which we can't go wrong with more drawing. I started as a drawer and then moved to painting later on. I think it's important to know like shape and just how to look at something and reproduce it on a piece of paper, and then you can do whatever you want. You want to paint it, you want to watercolor, you want to whatever, you can. Those options are there for ya. Yeah, that's about it for now. Sorry, I'm just, of course, story my life. Looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock. I have somewhere to be. Hello, Svengali. Heck yeah, it's Tuesday. Tuesday, right? I just poured myself a coffee. My day didn't start that long ago. I guess a couple things that I have to go over quick before we start. It's very casual, you guys. Doodle Days, casual. You just need, like, this is computer paper. You need some eraser. You don't really need this one. You need a regular eraser. I use a mechanical pencil just so that you guys can see it. I have to press a little bit harder than you should at home. Hey, Justin. Thanks for the prop. Starting her off early. But, easy peasy, you guys. I don't know. Some of you guys watch this. You put it on your TV, so you'll have it nice and big. So this picture, where was my hand? Right over here will be nice and big for you and you can see it. But if you're just using like your phone or something, I would highly suggest to hit up my Instagrams down here, Taytayski, same as my caffeine, and screenshot the picture that we are about to draw. It's really important that you take a look at what we're doing, and it kind of will help you moving forward to draw stuff on your own. Like, so somebody, the Stitch last time I got a picture, they sent it in as like Angel, like the girl version. They like used my base drawing and then added some extras on it. Look at that. Like, that's all I could ever ask for, is that you guys are using what you learn in this class on your own stuff. Like, that's really cool. I guess here it's always so weird that I'm so small and up in the corner. I'll just go big so I can say hi. Hey guys. I'm Tay-Tay, just in case y'all don't know. I see some new faces in there already. I'm a new partner with Caffeine, bringing you art, traditional art, whether we're drawing, Thursdays, we are painting, and then usually a day on the weekend, you guys just like hang out with me in the studio while I paint, you know? Not bad. Oh, Cruz is cool. It's been a long time. How are you? Tay-Tay said doodle. Hey, nerdy balls. Just kidding. Yes, are you drawing? You are. I hope you do. Are you drawing today? You guys have no excuse. I know a lot of people are always like, I don't have paint. And I'm like, doesn't matter today. No excuse. You got a pencil. Yeah, but you guys are saying you're a terrible artist, but that's the whole point. That's like what I'm here for, is to bring the artist within you out, right? Right? Like Barb Ross. Okay. You're good, Cruz. Oh, great. I'm great. Thank you. We're about to draw some of my favorite characters, so I can't go wrong with that. Nerdy, that's fair. Thanks for the prop when I said balls. I know that's not your name, but it just, every time I read it from here, it looks like it. I just can't help it. But yes, I hope some people who haven't participated before, oops, just keep that pencil there, participate today. Because, like, it's a good time. Right, guys? I just gotta move this table so it stops touching the camera so you guys aren't just seeing a shaky mess the whole time. I did also draw out, hello Lisa, how you doing? I drew out the outlines. Let's see, where are they? Boop! Isn't that so funny? Sully looks like the, Cookie Monster almost, I feel like, in these shapes. Dee Dee, you saw my painting on Saturday and thought I was so bright, so you're here again. Speaking to my heart, sweet angel. Thank you. Are you going to try to draw along with me? You can. If you have... Okay, this keeps shaking, and I don't want you guys to just have to... Sorry, guys. Let me just get this going here so you're not just on a roller coaster the whole time. Lisa's on holidays. Lucky. Okay, what was I saying? See, sorry, guys. My ADD clicks, and I'm just... saying things over and over again. Nerdy Bales likes the shapes on their own. Well, hey, to each their own. You can stop there if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. I always do the outlines on the character. So, like, if you guys look at the photo reference on the bottom left there, you can see where the shapes go on the character. So then it's kind of, again, me trying to teach you how to see like I do when it comes to drawing. Oh, there's that there for ya. And we're just gonna get started, I guess. Are we ready? I don't know. Why not, hey? For Dee Dee, it's a little different because Dee Dee saw me or came to the stream while I was just painting along and y'all just hang out with me. But now I'm teaching you. So let's see how it goes this time, right? Okay, so... one thing that I never mentioned that I feel like I should every time is to always be conscious of your portions. We're going to be doing 2 characters here, right? And we're using 1 piece of paper. So you want to be very careful that we leave enough room for both of them. We're going to start with the little guy down. Actually, should we start with the big guy? Maybe that makes more sense. Let's start with the big guy first, with Sully. So acknowledge that he's going to be taking over, most of the paper. You can, lightly just do, a little square if you want. You guys can't even see the square I drew. I'll just do it a little harder so you can see. Because if you look at this picture on the side here, right, you can see that he is more over half. He's not just half. He's a little bit over half. So I'm just going to do a rough square to show where I want him to go. Just to kind of help me give myself some constraints from the start, because it's easy to... get out of control, okay? And then realistically, we can figure out where Mike's gonna go later, but if you want to make sure that you left enough room for both of them, you can try to draw out a little square on the other side, right? Okay. Here is the drawing that I did last night, trying to figure out how to draw it with you guys. So that's what we're going to come up with at the end. And then at the end, I always, some people always want to watch me color it. I don't, want to stress people out because I'm you can do it with a pencil. And then I take out coloring things at the end. So the main part of the class is just to teach you how to draw it, and you can go from there. All right? Are you ready? Take a breath, you guys. On pencil, it is so easy. Eraser, with an eraser, you can erase anything. You can't mess anything up. Just draw very lightly, okay? You ready? I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so we've got Sully, and he is a square. We're gonna start with a big old rectangle for his body, okay? Let's just do a nice square in here. I'm going to do it a little bit harder so that you guys can see. But again, you can do it really light, right? You don't have to push super hard. Whoop! Right? And see how I go over the lines a bunch of times to try to get the perfect shape? Let's see if the camera will focus. Can you do it? No, I can't. It's just going to be a jerk today. And we're back. Okay. It's kind of like how I teach you guys when we do paintings. Like, don't worry about if your lines are messy. Like, it's fine. We can get away with it. So we started with a good old rectangle, okay? And the circle that is his head, it's on the far left side of the rectangle, and we're gonna go over it. We're gonna overlap, okay? Let's just draw a little circle in there. We maybe even can probably do it the whole way. Who are we kidding? See, and if you mess up, you just kind of erase those extra circles, right? I keep always drawing. All of our characters start out as like cyanide and happiness characters, hey? Okay, we've got a circle, we've got a rectangle. And now we're going to come outside of this rectangle a little bit, because we're going to draw his big beefy arms. How's that? See, I kind of, look, I've already even went really close to the edge. It happens. How's that? All right. Okay, and then inside of this rectangle, we're going to start the next one for the bottom half of his arm. And it's a little bit longer. We're going pretty far down. So you're just going to come in this way. And see, they're not perfect shapes. Don't worry if they're not perfect. Oops, I forgot that I was going to... I know, I always have to keep my hand there so it doesn't get blurry. Sorry about that. You get to see my little hands. Okay. Perfect. See his arms coming together there. Messily. And again, if you're working with pencil at home, you guys, you can go really lightly. You don't have to press super hard. And then how about let's come over here and his arms coming right up to say hi. So guess what? It's another rectangle. What? And when it comes to like their portions or how long their arms are, I work off of the picture that I'm looking at, right? I'm a very reference-based artist, and that's always the easiest way. When people are like, well, how do you know where the arm goes? Look at the picture in relation to the rest of his body, right? And try to make some points. Like, you can use your pencil as almost like a straight line ruler to be like, oh, if his elbow and elbow is supposed to match, for example, not in this case. Then you pop your line there if you want to make sure it's straight for his shoulders. It's kind of a nice way to cheat a little bit. Okay, so we've got a rectangle. We've got a million rectangles, really. Who are we kidding? And his arm here, you just attach it from the top point of the first rectangle we drew. Just draw a line straight down. Now his arm has been built. Okay. All right. And it's just, Sully's kind of just squares. It's kind of nice when character designers do that and they base everything off of one shape. Let's get that out of here. So let's get those squares going. He's got a leg that kind of comes out this side. One thing that's super cool that you learned in character design in school, because I took, my major was in illustration, but my minor was character design, and shape is a big part of telling the personality of a character. So square is very like sturdy and strong and dependable. So like that's why banks, like most banks, their logos are inside of a square. Oh my gosh, Dresden, preemptive cutie, can't stay though. I appreciate any presents you bring. Thank you. Again with the, we all know that a cutie's gonna come. You're right, you're right. But when it comes to the shapes, like I was saying about banks, all their logos are in squares because it like subconsciously makes you feel like it's sturdy and secure and safe. So a lot of the times, like main characters like Mario is kind of based off of squares too. Wreck-It Ralph is a good example. Strong, dependable, cute, and nice. And a lot of their elements are built off squares. So let's go with another square, but this one's going to go a touch farther down than the first square. I like them apples, guys. It's always when it's quiet in the chat, I'm like, you guys just haven't drawn away? I hope so. Who you calling a square? Hey, thanks. Hey, I don't think I've ever seen this drum before. That's a cool prop. Ba-dum-bum-ch. You. I'm calling you square. Okay. He's basically ready to go. The only thing is we got to put his little Cookie Monster eyes up here. And they're literally just going to be two big circles that overlap the circle a little. Like the main circle, you want it to overlap a little bit. He's going to look a little Kermit the Froggy. Perfect. Look at that. Alright, guys. Basically, we've got a Sully already. I don't know if you can see it, if you can see through it. But we've got a Sully coming. Oh, random guy. Hello. Thanks for sharing as usual. You're the best. Had my stream up but muted. Hey, that's all right. I appreciate you always. You always share it, and that's just the best. Okay, so we've got this like weird little Cookie Monster guy going. Hey. Oh, random guy. Got the countdown. See, guys, I'm still new to the countdown. Oops. The countdown's a new game for me, too. I'm not ready for the countdown. I'm usually late. Okay. All right, so we've got a weird Cookie Monster. Now let's just lightly draw in our little Mike Wasowski down here, okay? So when I was talking about like using the picture that you're looking at to help lay out where your next shapes are. Why does this keep... There we go. This is a good point of reference. So let's look at our picture down here and acknowledge where... let me get these little shapes out. Acknowledge where and how far the little circle that is Mike Wasowski is compared to like Mike Sully's arms. So he's like literally right under his elbow. You see that? And his legs are going to come farther than the other legs. So let's go right under that elbow and just draw a big old circle. And again, remember, like you can go around a couple times until you are happy with the circle that you got. How's that? If you're wanting help with my Discord server, let me know. That's true. I just need time. That's my problem. I need time to set up that server, but I appreciate it. I know you're on there, so I know how to get a hold of you if I need it. Okay. Now it looks like Cookie Monster is playing basketball, but that just means we're right on the right track, okay? All right. Here we go. And where is his hand coming? Just literally straight out from this basketball that we just drew. Just draw a line. It can go upwards a little bit. It can go straight out. Really whatever you want. A little line. You can point it like a triangle if you want to. Whatever works. At the end of that line, just draw a rectangle. How's that? Can you guys see that okay? Whoop! And his fingers are literally just little sausages. 1, 2, 3. And then 4. Maybe you can even make them, maybe his hands are longer than that even. I don't know. We can mess around with that after. We're just roughly mapping out where everything belongs, right? Okay, now Mike Wasowski's big old eyeball. Right? And his eye overlaps the original circle that we did. So let's do another one, just a little overlappy, because he's not a perfect circle. He's kind of more, he kind of comes up a little bit at the top. So that's why we draw this circle over top, and we will easily make that shape. That is him. Best part of my streams is a step-by-step. Oh, random guy. That's where it all started, actually. No, that's a lie. All my streams used to just be like studio hangouts where I would just paint and you guys would just hang out with me. But nobody knew who I was, so I just had a couple friends here and there. And then the paint nights started once. I can't remember whose idea it was, but it started probably last year in December. I think I started doing like one paint night a week. And then once quarantine hit, you guys, it just, everyone was home. Nobody had anything to do. So then I moved it to 2 times a week. And now, just now, we have changed one to this doodle night versus paint night. But I like the drawing ones. Like I said, I'm a drawer at heart. That's where I started, so. Okie dokie, we've got a circle with a line. It almost looks like a little minion at the moment. Now we've got his other arm. And again, remember how we did this little line trick I was telling you before of how to align where things should go? So before we start that, you should know that he's a little bit on an angle. So everything is actually going to be not perfectly straight. Oops, that's not straight. Not perfectly straight, but on more of an angle. So if I do this to where his hands, like his shoulder connects with the arm, then that means just a little bit higher up will be his next arm. I'll move it over so it doesn't get blocked by those shapies. And from there, you just go straight out. Halfway, though. Because his arms fold in. So we got one line out, and then just bring it in. Like, you basically just draw a triangle out the side. You know what's really funny? If anybody is, like, as big of a Monsters, Inc. fan as I am. You know how in all the movies they, like, make the joke where he's, like, covered all the time? Like, there's the commercial, and then the logo goes over his head and everything. I could do it perfectly just right here. He's just hidden in. Okay. No, just, I'm the only super fan. Cool. It's fine. Yeah, the EVs, exactly. Okay. We've got that triangle there, and then it's probably easiest just to draw a full circle for everyone at the end of that. Me. They're coming together already, you guys. Look, we're only like 10 minutes in. We've got the base down. I think that's a good start. Also a positive from paint nights, hey? Okay. Now let's come on down. We're not... Come on down! What's Venmo? What is Venmo? Did I say Venmo? So I am going to bring this line. Oh, it's money and I need it now. That's, yes, okay, yes, that's like the equivalent to e-transfers, right? But it's better. Is it better? Justin knows. I love having a Canadian who lives in America, so then now I can just get, now he knows both worlds. Okay. So we're drawing a leg. We're coming about, whatever, maybe half an inch from the main circle. And let's just draw a line straight down. Isn't that easy? I always just shove that it's so easy down your throats the whole time because I just don't want you guys to stress out. I just know a lot of people get really stressed and sometimes it doesn't look right to them and they give up halfway through. And that's just unacceptable. Am I right? Justin, are you drawing it today? You can't see my face, it's too far away, but like, I'm excited. Ah, jerk. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So we've got a long leg. Again, you can make it a triangle if you want. That's his main one. And remember, we wanted to go deeper, or not deeper, lower than Sully's legs. Because he's closer to us in space, okay? Now let's get the second leg. We're going to go like halfway because it's his knee, right? And then draw another line straight across. Beep. To draw 4, basically. Do you see that 4 right there? Done. And then you'll do another rectangle. See, like, I went out my main border of that little square I drew at the start, but it's just there to, like, help. At least for me, like, I draw things way too big all the time. I always have to draw, like, a 2-inch border on my canvases before I draw something freehand, because then I will draw it right off the board. Like, it's my job. Okay. So we've got a rectangle on the edge of that foot. And on this side, too, we can draw another little square. All right. Since I'm not getting any speed, like slow down requests, I'm just giving her you guys. We've got a circle, and then a smaller circle at the end of that square. Do you see that? Little dino feet. And at the end of this rectangle, we're going to do another circle. It's going to feel weird, but we'll figure that out later. Don't you worry. All right, you guys, we've basically already mapped out our characters. Right? Let me get this little shape outline out of the way. We don't need that guy anymore. Because we've got... Oh, I didn't do his hand. That's okay. Okay, let's do his hand up here. Right. At the end of this good old rectangle, which is his hand, let's just draw a square. And see how it overlaps our rectangle a little bit? That's okay. We're going to erase all that stuff later. And now his little hands are also little sausage fingers. They can be ovals if ovals are easier for you to draw, or squares if squares are easier. But he is waving, so his hands do get a little bit, her fingers do get a little bit bigger as they go. And then pop that thumb right out the side. Again, it can be an oval or a rectangle, whatever. Whatever works. Okay. I think we've got some monsters started. Let me chug this coffee and let's get into some little details, okay? Ah, it's cold, but that's okay. Okay. Pixar definitely isn't letting me in now. Don't put that into the universe, Justin. I'm just a painter for the people, remember? I just do it so that... Because this is what the people want, okay? I gave them credit down here, okay? Down at the... Where's my hand? Like, it says Pixar, right? I know you're right. You made a cake of him years ago for a friend's son's birthday. Wow, that's really impressive. I would love to see that. Okay. How are you guys feeling? How are these looking to you? Is this what yours looks like? It's okay if it doesn't, but is it? Alrighty, are we ready to get down to business? If you have a picture, for sure, text it to me. I'd love to see it. Alrighty. Now let's start with Sully. For sure there, okay? Alright. So I show this every time. This is a special like eraser. It's like a mechanical eraser, really small, so that you can get nice little tight spots. But if you don't have one of these, which I'm sure a lot of people don't, it's very easy for you to just cut with scissors, cut a pointed part of your regular eraser if you want to get into some nitty gritty spots. So I need to get this picture up of him on here. Okay. Let's get into some details, folks. I don't get why anytime I click anything on this computer, it just decides to have a mental breakdown. Whatever, we're just going to go for it without that. Okay, we've got our Cookie Monster looking guy up here, but we want him to look like... Oh my gosh. Stop. But we want him to look like Sully, right? So at first, the best way to do it is to get his head shape down. This was just a way for us to map out his pretty little bushy eyebrows. So let's do it, okay? We've got this big circle at the top. That's not his eyeball. That's just like his eye socket, in a sense. So we're going to come above this circle. And we're going to kind of, if you want, it might be easier to draw just a full rectangle, like a big funny eyebrow. That comes in right in the middle of those two circles. And then once again, you're going to bring another rectangle outwards. It looks like he has funny big eyebrows. That's hilarious to me. Okay? And from there, you're going to bring this line down to match up with the circle. Because Sully's head's not actually round, right? But the circle just helps us map out those shapes that we need. Right? So we followed that line from that little rectangle. We came on down that circle. But we're actually going to meet this line up as well, to match his nice big shoulders, because you're kind of making another triangle from just pulling the line, the same line that we're doing with his forehead. We're going to bring it on over to make that big shoulder of his. You can even like fluff it out a little bit if you want. Right? And look, I did it, you guys. I painted off the edge like a jerk. But, okay. This is where his little horn goes, which is basically just a big C. Whoop. I can't stop the sound effects, I'm sorry. And on this side he has a little horn too, but it's a little bit smaller because it's in the distance a little bit. So we got a big horn that I drew right off the page. And a little horn on this side. Random guy, you're just the best. You're my hype man today. I'm the coolest person on caffeine, you guys. Random guy said it. I can't deny it. Okay. See how Sully's head's kind of coming together there? So it's going to feel weird because these circles aren't his eyeballs, even though I bet when you drew them you kind of felt like they were going to be his eyeballs. But his eyes are on the inside of these, okay? Let's do another eyeball here. He's going to look a little cross-eyed at the moment. But this is when your eraser comes in handy, right? Oops. You can erase that original circle that you did. And you'll be left with his little eyeballs. How's that? What are we owing over there? How's that? See those eyes coming together? Yeah, it's just a way to help place everything. Shapes are your friends! And it's funny because one girl that always comes to paint night, she hates the shape. She, like, doesn't trust it. But I'm like, I swear that's the best way to draw. Okay, so we got those two eyes in there. And see, we've kind of built the shapes that we need for his little eyebrows. Beauty. Now we've got his cute little nose, and we can start it. It's going to go over top the left eyeball because he's kind of turned to the left a little bit. So all the shapes are going to overlap a touch, but you can just do like a nice oval. How's that? He looks like a Muppet right now. I just feel like ovals are easier to draw for some people. Oops, I just kicked the stand, which is actually just a lamp. Okay. Whoop. All right. Okay. So this rectangle line might also be a little bit confusing for some people at this point. If you need to erase it to see your guy better, go for it. Oops. Sometimes the extra lines can confuse you a little bit, which is totally fair. We're going to come under his mouth a touch higher than you probably think you should. We're going to draw a smile, okay? And it's just going to curve up a little bit. Yep. Past his eyeballs. It's cute. You can even just top it off with a little smile line there. Look at that. Same with this nose, since we overlapped a little bit, you can erase in there, but some people like to keep their lines the whole time, but for some people the lines can confuse them if there's some extra ones that don't belong. So that's completely up to you, what you would rather do. Do you see Sully in there? Cute little gaffa. Okay. So let's bring a line down, and it's just following the exact same line that we just made for a smile to make his bottom lip. But you're not going to go all the way. You're just going to go about halfway. And from that same line, just bring a line up. And also on the top, he's got lips too. How's that? So see, so when we did that main circle, it kind of built in the shape that is his like beardy chin part, right? It kind of did that work for us. So that's kind of nice that this shape is there. We actually need that line to stay there for most of the time. So we got his face going, and now we got to do his little eyelids and his eyeballs. So this is a full eyeball. It's a full circle. I wonder if I should try to bring y'all in a little closer to do the eyeballs. This way, though. Okay. All right. So, again, remember, like, this is the center of his face. It's not in the middle. He's looking to the right. Not to the right. Left a little bit. So, we're going to acknowledge that his pupil in the first one is a little bit more to the right. And same on this side, just a touch more to the right than in the center. And this is a trick that I've been teaching on every paint or draw night now. I don't obviously have the time to like teach, or not time. Yeah, time, I guess. I only have you for an hour or two. I don't really have the time to teach you perspective and everything that goes into shading and all these important parts of drawing. So I try to teach you like little tricks to try to make you understand. And if you like it or interested in drawing, then you can take those skills and go to like, there's YouTubes, there's classes, there's many things that can teach you the full, actually how it works. But in this case, I'm going to use this little trick of how to draw an eyelid or where to draw it on a circle. So for example, we've got a circle here and we've got a center line in the circle. So everything that we draw above this line should follow the same curve as that. So let's say like we're going to draw a little eyelid on there, right? So the curve should be curved upwards because it's above that middle line. Do you see what I mean when I say that? And so when we do the bottom eyelid, since we're underneath that line, the line curves down to match the circle. You see what I mean? It's curved up above the line, it's curved down below the line to give a good little eyebrow, or eyelid. Does that make sense? Because that's what we're going to do. He doesn't have much of an eyelid at the top, but it's on the top half of the circle. So you're going to curve it upwards a little bit over top those pupils we just drew and match it with the top of the circle that we already have. See that? Ooh, I'm slouching. And his nostrils are just 2 little points down. Guys, do we have a Sully? Basically. Right? His eyes look odd right now. Well, of course, you can color in. There's a dark pupil if you want. Again, remember, you can use your pencil as a line to align where everything should go. How's that little guy? Okay, dokie. Now, let's move on down his body a little bit because we've basically got most of his face ready to go. We're going to fix those eyebrows and stuff later. That's fine. But we're going to move on down and color on some fur. You can make him a little bit fluffier if you want, but let's do this hand. Hands are a nuisance and a half. I will not lie to you. They're very difficult. So we're just going to make them super easy, super simplified hands. We've got the rectangles or the ovals that you drew. In the picture, he's like waving, like they go down a little bit, but just so that we don't hate ourselves, we're just going to make them pretty much straight up, all the same. So we're basically just rounding them out. We just kind of want to round the shapes out a little bit and add in those middle lines, right? Like all fingers have. You've got these lines down the center. But we're just trying to kind of soften up those shapes a little bit. You just know they're kind of new. Some of them, I've had some of them for a while, but my little Saturn and this line is a little new. It's because you guys don't get this up close and personal on the paint nights, right? I love my little Saturn. So cute. They're still kind of healing. I didn't treat them very nicely. Thanks, Justin, for the share. All right, so I'm still going back to that hand, right? We're just rounding them out a little bit. You can still use that same trick for the where to draw the lines. If you're above half, you can draw them a little bit more curved upwards. If you're below, you can do it curved downwards. The Saturn's cool. Thank you. She did such a good job. So hard to do something so small and dainty, but she nailed it. My tattoo artist is Steph Love. I think it's like Loca Love Steph, I think, on Instagram. I should know that, but I can take it at the bottom. All right, so his big creepy hands coming along, and at this point we can erase some of these lines. And this is when we kind of shape it out like a hand. And you can use literally your own hand as reference if you want, like where these lines go, because his hands are the same. So here's this across line, you can across it. And down on this side. Yes, I'm an adult. Okay. And then he's got little nails. Little triangles off the top. Boop, boop, boop. Oh my gosh, I'm just kicking stuff. That's the one thing I'm sad about Pigstand. We're always on at the same time when on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I can't see them ever. Okay, we've got a hand. It's a little crazy. If you want it to be this downward, like in the picture, you literally just have to draw your little ovals back on in the lower angle. What are they talking about on Pigstand today? Random guy. Oops. I didn't put a nail on this little one. Had an interview with Anna and Rita. Ooh. They've got lots of interviews planned, hey? All right, you guys. How's that? So now as we keep coming on down, you can start erasing lines if you want to, but again, you can wait till the end if you wish. Okay, now for his body, we used a rectangle as the base, right, to start the drawing, but that's not the shape that he fully is. We want to round him out in some spots, so using this rectangle that we drew originally, we're going to kind of give him his little pecs almost that he has here. See how I'm using that line to just shape it out a little bit. And then I'm going to puff up his belly. Then bring it on down to the bottom. I never know if that makes sense when you look at it, if you can see how I'm using those base sharp lines to create the soft, natural shaped ones. Okay. So now we're going to go down his arms. And let's make these big beefy arms that he's got that I messed up by not giving enough space. I spot a mustard tiger. Oh, hello. All right. So we are using these rectangles to follow along and make this nice big arm that he has and soften up those lines. When we get to the bottom of this other rectangle, let's just curve that around. Right? Again, do you see where the original rectangle and rectangle is? One manager to another. 100%. Sorry I'm late. I passed out and just woke up and don't know what year it is. You're so funny. Hey, no worries at all. We're a good chunk of the way through our Little Monsters Inc., hey? And now on this side, we brought this line out. My watch is telling me to stand up. If you had more space, unlike what I did, you're going to bring that out a little bit and curve it back in. Whoop. Kenzie's been making a lot of cool stuff. If you guys want to see someone who is the DIY queen, follow Kenzie on Instagram. All right, so we curved in, right, on this side. We're going to do a little bean or an egg to show a finger and just match that up. I love crafts. Yeah, well, you are amazing at them, so I'm not surprised. All right. We're moving on down Sully's body. And this is kind of why we drew this one square out a little bit. And let's bring out his other leg. All right, you're coming up and sneaking in, rounding up this little square that we drew. And at the bottom, you're going to draw one more rectangle. The bottom of that rounded off square. Justin on the ball as always, I know. So handy in the chat there. Crass, cats, and chips. The 3 C's. Okay, and we're still going on this hand or foot here. Now let's come up to the other square that we originally drew. And we can round that out a little bit as well. And rectangle at the bottom for his big feeties. And then he has a tail too. We can just pop, you literally just draw a straight line out the back and curve the other one. See how we're above his foot though? We want it to show that it's back in space a little bit. Okay, look at that little kitty. You watched 21 again. That's the show I was talking about, right? I told you, it was crazy. There was one mom and daughter where I thought the daughter was the mom. I don't know. I feel like you would know which one I'm talking about. So again, if this helps you, if there's a lot of messy lines that are confusing you, this is a good time to clean them up a little bit. The peach-haired lady, yeah, exactly. 21 again, you guys, is on Netflix. I assume it's on American Netflix as well, but it's on Canadian Netflix. And I talked about it last stream. It's about like these like 5, I think, or something women in their like late 30s, early 40s who have like Gen Z daughters. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, Gen Z daughters. And they switch spots with them and they try to be like Gen Z version and try to fit in with the crowds. And it's very interesting, just the social things they come up with. Okay. Not social things they come up with. The social... It's just interesting to see the differences between the generations. But yes, they're very scandalous. I didn't look them on Instagram, though, and now I'm interested. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. All right. So, we've got these little feet at the bottom. And they're basically circles to show their toes. We've got a circle on the left and a circle on the right with a good old triangle coming right out of it for a nail. Boop, boop. She needs some milk. She needs some milk? Who needs some milk? And then onto this foot too here in our little rectangle that we already drew, we can do a big circle, a little bit smaller circle, and a smaller circle going on down the line. With a little triangle, triangle, triangle out the bottom. Toe, toe, toe. Okay? How's that, you guys? I can bring the camera back up a little bit. To show them all. Is that a Sully or what, you guys? I don't know how many people, if there's many drawing along today or not. I never know. But, I'm not sure. We'll see. Whatever. Okay. So that's basically what we need of those guys for now. Right? Now let's go on to Mike Wasowski. He's very simple, very easy. Again, don't want to stress you guys out. It's easy peasy. Okay. He's just a bunch of circles. Okay. So again, remember, he's kind of on an angle, how we were doing this before to show that the left side is a little bit higher than the right side. Just keep that in mind as we go. Okay, where do I start? Let's do this. So we've got this one big circle up here, right? We are going to draw a little line outwards from that circle. It's the top of his head. So remember how I said he's not a perfect circle. He's got a little, shrinks up at the top of the circle a little bit to where his eyeballs are. So we're drawing a little line straight out, and you're going to match it up with the outside of the original circle that we drew. All right, do you see that? You can even bring him out to his arms. There you go. Change his shape a little bit, okay? Now let's put a little horn at the end of that, and that's just a little triangle. Maybe it's curved a touch more, I'm not sure. All right. And how about on this side? He also has a little horn. It's a little bit smaller though, because remember, it's on a little bit of an angle. And this big circle isn't his full eyeball. His eyeball is actually going to be a little bit smaller than that. So we're going to go inside of this big circle. And I probably have to erase so that you guys can see where it is. But it is like a smidgen. Let's say like a millimeter. Maybe a centimeter is better. Inside of that original big circle that we made. Do you see that? Okay. Okay. So now this is his eyeball, and we're going to do that same old trick that I was showing you over here with this line. So when you're above the line, it'll curve the same direction as the top of the circle. If you're below the line, it'll curve the same direction of the circle, right? So we've got this circle, which is his eyeball. If we were to put a line right through the middle, but on an angle, right? Because he's kind of on an angle. You don't have to draw that line if you don't want to. I'm just trying to show you guys where it's at. We're going to go above it, and we're going to draw to match the curve upwards. Let's draw that eyelid on. See what I mean? How it's curved upwards. And then the bottom, we're underneath the line, so then it's curved underneathwards. Right? And that's all drawn inside that second line, or second circle that we drew. Okay, how's that? How's that? How's that? And again, if you got to go in and erase some stuff, go for it. No worries there. Okay. And now he's looking a little bit to the left at us, so the circle where his pupils are is going to be a little bit more to the left. How's that? And that's just redundant. Look, we're going to do a little circle for his highlight in his eye and a little circle for the pupil itself. Boom. Right? I feel like my mic's a little thin, but that's okay. We can fatten him up a little bit even like this. And then you erase those inner lines, and look, he's just, now he's fatter, and we have no problems. Nobody even knew he was skinnier before. All right. No, this is so itchy. Okay. So we've got a Wasowski. And he's literally basically already drawn, which is the most hilarious part, I feel like, of this all, because it's so easy. If you made him fatter, you might need to bring his arms out a little bit more, which is totally okay. Okay? So let's go and let's put his little smile in there. So I'm going to go about where his shoulder blade is. I'm going to come in a little bit. You can make a point as to where you want to start that mouth. And you're just going to you're going to start a little bit higher, come down a touch, and come all the way across. See how there's a little bit of a downward, and you come all the way across. Right? Oh, that's on my screen. I keep looking up and it looks like there's a line here, but that's just paint splatter on my screen. Okay. Okay, we've got that line now. Let's come on down. Whoop. And on this side, you can come on down a little bit at an angle. See where those are at? And then just meet them up. For a crazy schneer. It's a little bit lopsided, which is super key because I have a lopsided schneer as well. Is schneer the right word? Smirk? Who knows? Okay, well, let's put that little smile line at the end of that one. And you can put another one over there. Huh? What's up, Mike? Okay. And now let's get those little teethies in there. It might be the easiest for some of you to just draw one line down the middle to show where the tops and the bottoms of the teeth are going to go. And then his teeth are pretty easy. They're basically just little triangles. But if we're using that center line as our place point here, little rectangle, let's put another rectangle. Always bring the tops of your teeth to that line that we made. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, well, that was pretty easy, hey? And you're gonna do some lines up. They can bubble a little bit. Oops, not up, sorry, down. Because we just drew the bottom's teeth, right? So draw some lines at the points. The center points of each of the teeth. How's that? Oh. And then let's make these up teeth. So the one thing that's a little different about these top teeth is that they're not going to touch completely as they get closer to the inside here. I'm just messing this up. Once they get closer to the inside, there's a little bit of a space in between. You can maybe start by even just thickening up this line in between these teeth that you've already drawn. And then bringing those other ones up. And same thing, we're just little triangle, little triangle, little triangle. Right? So see how it's open a little bit there, but then as we get a little bit closer to the other side, they aren't as close. Unless you draw them like I did and they're super close. Right? Okay. We've got a mouth. He's kind of got a little bit of a lip too that you can bring down underneath him. Okay, dokie. And like I said, he's basically done. All the shapes that we did are basically done. The main thing with over here is you just kind of gotta match up the lines and erase that middle square that we've drawn. Right? That's a weird monster hand, if you ask me. He's got nails at the end of them, too. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And let's come on over to our circle. Sorry, I just like started drawing without even telling you guys what I was doing. All right, so this was a circle, right? And his hands are just kind of like crossed together like this almost. You just make that by adding a teardrop in the middle of your circle. See that teardrop right there? And now look at his little hands in a pinch already. And let's get down to his hands, or these are legs, Taylor. Again, they're literally basically already drawn. You just have to define some of the shapes, erase some of those messy lines that we have. Right? And this one leg crossed is in front of the other one, so we want to make sure that we erase all the trace of the bottom leg in this shape to show that it's in front. Right? And same down with the foot. You're just going to match up that rectangle that we drew with that circle that we drew. And erase the circle. Now you got that little rounded foot there. Oh, I'm just like pushing the table as I go. That's okay. And same with this foot at the bottom. It's a lot of just erasing that original rectangle and the tops of all those circles that we drew. And let's just add some nails to that. Boop, boop, boop. And same with that one toe, a nail. Alright? Now how's that? A Mike and a Sully. I didn't erase all of these lines here. All the extra shape lines. Alright, I guess I should move this up a little bit more now that we're back to the full, both little guys. You guys, how is that? We've got some Monsters, Inc. ready in action. We've got some, not too many other little details, but I am going to show you guys a trick of the trade, which will help you guys moving forward with many drawings, anything you guys really do, because it's always intimidating to draw something out, let's say on a canvas, like you want to do a nice, good, professional drawing, and you did all these messy lines like I have right now, and you can still, like, it's erased, but it's still, like, evident that you've put some work into it. Something that you can do is transfer it. You can transfer it to another surface. And I'll show you guys the best way to do that. You just get a regular old pencil. This should do it. You flip it over and you literally scribble on the back in all the places that you drew your character, where all the outlines are. And you just go across and scribble, no rhyme or reason, really. And just making sure that I go where my little monster was. There's graphite transfer, like there's transfer paper, but again, if you're just a regular person at home who doesn't do art all the time like we do, and you don't want to buy all these crazy supplies, you literally just get a pencil like I'm doing right now, And I'm just scribbling graphite over top these spots where I drew these monsters in the first place. Pressing kind of hard. It's good to get a lot of the pigment on there. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing, but I'll just, for example, to show you guys. To make sure that that's most of it. Alright, so you scribbled the whole drawing. And then you're going to flip it over onto another, whatever you want this drawing to go onto. It can be on a canvas. It can be on another piece of paper. It can be literally whatever you want. And then you take like either a pen or maybe this mechanical pencil will work because it's a harder one. And you're going to go over top your drawing that you already did. Cool. Does this one work? And you're going to redraw over just the important lines that you've already drawn. Let's see if this will work enough to show you guys quickly. And see how that transferred the line very lightly, but it transferred it onto this other piece of paper. Do you see that? Like, let's just do this whole... You see how his whole shape's there using this graphite on the back? And so now you can go back in onto this piece of paper with these really light drawing and go over it with ink or with whatever color you want. And then you're missing all these like extra crazy messy lines that you started with. If that makes sense, that could be helpful for some people moving forward. But I'll go in now. It is helpful. I don't know. I learned that in art school, and I cannot even explain to you how many times I have done that. Let me see. Oh, we do have a drawer out there. Oh, your Sully looks so good. Okay, so we do. I see. I never know if we have anyone drawing if you guys don't say. I'm not 100% sure. Do we have anybody else in there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I am going to just ink this out with more details. 1 second. Oh, we've got a couple Mike and Sully's. We've got, okay, struggling with Sully's feet. The right foot looks great. I just think the left foot... let me see. Let me see. Back to that picture. Struggling with Sully's feet. I think I would just bring on the left foot, bring this circle out a little bit more. Just bring it out a touch more. And then you can curve this line in maybe. Curve it up to kind of give it a little bit more of a shape. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with my pen just to show you guys where all the other details are. Because we've got all the basics down. It looks like by your guys' drawings too. You've got all the shapes and the basics down. Let's just do this one. Let's do this one. We will ink up some of those shapes. Okay. Let's get those details going. Let's start up here, even though I drew off the page. All right. So when we go in with his face here, let's bring that eyebrow out. Not eyebrow, it's an eyelid. Whoop. How's that for a little eyeball? So the thing with Sully, as we draw his whole body, that will change a lot of our pictures and make him look more Sully-esque, is to make him fuzzy, right? Like, we gotta make him fuzzy. Or else, like, who is this guy? So after I get these eyelids in, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a little extra fluff on him. Sorry, I'm just extremely... My brain's everywhere right now for some reason. Okay. You can see when I go in with my pen, like, sometimes I don't listen to the original pencil drawings that I put down, and that's totally fine. They're just there to map out and help you lay things out. And let's come up to his eyebrows. And when I'm drawing it, I'm going to literally just go with little fluffy lines like this. It's not going to be just a straight line. It's going to be a little more textured, and again, like following the shape and the direction that the hairs would go. Boop, boop, boop. Let me know, you guys, if you have any questions with anything. When you do his little horn lines, same idea as what we were doing before with the underneath or above the line, of which way those lines should curve. But you also have to acknowledge, too, when you draw a big character, you don't have to get too stuck on the little tiny details because they get lost a little bit sometimes. I find myself spending a lot of time on things that don't matter, which is why I'm telling you guys, you don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, and I'm still going with some fluffier lines out the side. And let's get some of that fur line down. Remember, we're following that nice circle that we already have, which is so handy. Let's darken up that little smile. And I've seen a couple more sent in. They don't want me to share it. I think one of the main things is, I think your Sully's eyeball is a little too small, is what I'm noticing. Just a little too small. You can make them a little bit bigger. Don't be afraid to make that eyeball big. You can fill under that lip a little bit. It's so fun when I'm so close to the camera. I feel like all you guys can hear is just me breathing heavily the whole time. Okay. And same as I'm going out, I'm still going to draw these fluffy little hairs. Fluffy, fluffy. Not really worrying if it's not perfect because fluffy hair ain't perfect. Am I right? Okay. Still making those fluffy arms as we go. His hands aren't as fluffy. You can serious them out. Smooth them out a little bit, serious them out. Add that little nail on the end. Draw in those little hand lines that we all have. I don't know how I'm going to color him today. I'm seeing, I guess we did 2 characters instead of 1. So time ain't fully our friend today. Let's get those little chubby fingers. I kind of decided to make them a little chubbier around those lines. Perfect, perfect. How's that? Get those in there. And one thing that I guess we didn't draw that I forgot are his spots. So I'm just going to fluff him in there with these lines. He's got a couple. Again, I'm just looking at the reference photo as to where his spots go. Like he's got a big cute one right here. Okay, still fluffing. Anticlimactic, anticlimactic. What I'm doing right now is just outlining where those little spots on him should go. Like these would be purple if I was to color it. And the circle. Hello, Monty Briz. How are you? We're just coming to the end to our Mike and Sully painting, or drawing. I always say painting. You're good. Good to know, or good to see. I'm good. I'm good. Just finishing up this drawing. My hands are really shaky for some reason. Do I professionally draw? I do professionally draw. This is my full-time job, actually. I usually work by commission. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm almost done. Thanks. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think Monsters Uni is your favorite one. Why would that be unpopular? That's my... It's one... Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. Oh, sorry. You like University over Inc. I'm picking up what you're laying down. No, I don't hate you for that. Pixar is one of the best companies in the entire world that does sequels. They make amazing, amazing, amazing sequels. Did I go to university for it? I went to college. I went to art college for a Bachelor of Design, majoring in illustration was my my career choice. And I've been graduated for about 6 years now. Almost 6 years. 5 years, Justin? How long have we been graduated for? There's another circle over here. I know by the end I feel bad. I'm like not really teaching you guys. I'm just kind of gabbing while I fill it up. But when did I graduate? Oh yeah, I guess that's easy math. I graduated 2015, so 5 years. From college, not high school. I graduated from college in 2015. So I'm like 26? 28, almost 29. I didn't, I took a couple years off before I went to college. Some great years off. I highly recommend taking time off if you are a student or a high school student. Unless you know exactly what you want to do, go for it. But I feel like most high school students don't. Yeah, thanks. Can't go wrong. I've been full-time since I graduated, so that's pretty cool. I've been my own boss for a while. Look, Kenzie still doesn't know. Look at that. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with taking off a year. If you don't know what you want to do, school is very expensive, and I don't think it's worth spending that money trying to figure out what you have to do. Sorry if it's an unpopular opinion, parents out there. I'm not saying school is bad. I'm just saying school is bad when you don't know what you want and just kind of go and mess around for a year, you know? I know what I want to do, but I want to enjoy everything, and COVID is stopping you. Aren't? Ain't that the truth, hey? Soon, are you a prime example of that? Yeah, Kenzie, exactly. It's just like... Even me, I knew what I wanted to do, but my parents made me go a little bit earlier than I wanted to. Like, I wasn't ready, but I had to go. And it failed miserably for me, and I had to drop out, and I came back later to the exact same thing, which was still right for me, just at the time, it was not right for me. Yeah, it's tough. We're just hoping that 2020 is just a year that it's just a null year for everyone. We're all just going to pretend it didn't exist, okay? Okay. I'm still just fluffing up the sides of him. See close up, like it's not a straight line, like they're just a bunch of little lines flailing. Just feel so good. Oh, I didn't check on you guys who were asking me about feet. How did the feet go? I am from Canada, Calgary to be exact. But I'm not really... I like to say I'm from Calgary. I wasn't really born here or anything, but I went to high school here, so I feel like this is home. Oh, you're Canadian. Okay, so then you know what's up. I grew up in Fort McMurray, unfortunately. So that's why I pretend that I'm from Calgary. That's the secret. But Woo BC is right. Dan and I may be coming on a little roadie. She's Calgarian as well, but we just love BC. A lot of Albertans love BC. Okay, so we got a Sully. Hey, you got them all fuzzy. Fuzzy butt. That's nice. You can even bring some of these hairs if you want down to show where his face is. But you don't gotta. Hey, Canadians, let's go. Am I right? We usually have a lot of Canadians on the Taytayski stream. You caught us today on Doodle Day. We're just drawing today. I teach you guys to draw. Thursdays, I teach y'all how to paint. And then sometimes on the weekend, you guys watch me paint. That's just sometimes. Okay, let's get on down to this little guy down here. Sorry guys that I'm just gabbing and not really teaching you much. Let's do some eyeballs that are cool. So we're going to do this eyeball. We draw where that little white reflection spot goes. And let's do where that pupil is. You can just color in the pupil if you want. And go out of the lines like I did by accident. Whoop! We got an element here. Oops, I'm just kicking stuff over. Catch you later, Monty Frizz. Get to meet another Canadian. You stay safe, too. Safe and sane. That's what I've been ending all my emails with. Hope you're staying safe and sane. Okay, I'm going to bring you all down to get closer to do this little eyeball, to do his pretty little pupils. So you're just going to start from the outside. And just bring little lines in. Just chilling with some popcorn. Thank you for the prop. And see, you're just going to go kind of irregularly a little bit around this circle. I went out of the circle again. What can you do? But don't touch that original circle that you made. And we're just going to do some ad-lib cutie little iris design in there. You see that? If the camera wants to focus. Whoop-boo! None of us are 100% sane. Respect. Respect that. I ain't. Okay, there's an eyeball. And I'm just going over the sides. For his horns, they're a little bit darker on the top. You can do kind of the same as the pupil if you want to. Phase Mac. Hello, it's been a while. I haven't joined. Love the stream. So peaceful. Sweet angel. Thank you. We're just hanging out, painting Monsters Inc. Can't go wrong. Just kidding. Not painting. Drawing. I keep saying painting. It's stuck in my head forever. Okay, a couple more lines here. How's that? Still coming along. Well, the one thing about this hand is it comes over his body a little bit, so you're going to want to draw the hand first. If you're inking it or whatever, so that it comes overlap the body a little bit. See that? So it looks like it's sitting just on his little belly. Some people like painting, some people like drawing. Exactly. And I know that people just get intimidated and don't think that they can do it when they see like the final drawing or see me like do my rough drawings for it. But I feel like I teach it easy. I hope I do. And see how we had that circle, we had the eye drop, the teardrop inside of it, and then I just made those into fingers. You can even draw another finger in there if you want to. By just kind of sharpening out the shapes, but you're still following those curves so that you are making it look realistic. Realistic with quotes. It was hard before, but now when you watch me do it, it's easy. I need you to scream it from the rooftop so that people know. This is also the beauty of drawing. Like, you can move it around as many ways as you want. You can with a canvas too, but it's not as easy as it is with drawing. One thing about his hand on here, because he is touching his fuzzy belly, right? So you can bring some of that fuzz over top of his hand a little bit, right? Because his hand would be soaking or sinking into Sully's big fuzzy fur. Am I right? One time you were watching my stream drawing and yelled, it's easy. See? It is. It is when you break it into shape, it's easy. I'm a firm believer that everybody can draw. You just got to be patient and not worry that you're going to ruin something, because you can't ruin it. It's just on a piece of paper. It's not real. I always say, I think that was the biggest thing, or hardest thing, but best thing for me to learn at art school was, one, you're not the best. Because I went to art school being like, I'm the best. Because in all my little high school art schools that I went to, and between all my friends, I was the best drawer. So I was like, I'm the best. But then I got into art school, and the first day I was like, whoa. I ain't good. I have a lot to learn. So that was a humbling experience to learn that there will always be somebody better than you at drawing, always. And you just have to always work on yourself and judge yourself from your past work, not yourself on other people's work. And then the other one was to not treat, or the other lesson that was good was to not treat your work too precious. Like, don't be afraid to ruin it, because that's usually when the most beautiful things happen. Am I right? Okay, so again, now I just realized, were you guys having trouble with Mike's feet or Sully's feet in the message? I got in trouble for saying the F word. I told my mom, drawing is easy. Hey, that's a way to teach her. I don't think there's anything wrong with a little swear here or there, but I'm also not your mom, so that's fair as well. I'm going to send a photo to you in IG for my progress. Perfect. I'd love to see it. Sully's feet, but you think you figured it out. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, it was Sully's feet. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, so we're going to come on down to those good old circles that we drew. And put those little nails in there. Nail, nail, nail. Okay. And then he's smiling. Yep. Yo, 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 Zero. Oh, oops. I'm just kicking the camera and stuff. Smack drawing turned out lit. Thanks. You saw it on my Instagram? I had fun with that one. It was nice to do something a little different. Oh, thanks for the prop. Also, your profile picture moves? I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. Okay, where am I at with these little teeth? Meat, 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 meat. Gifts work. Man! I need to do that. That's cool. Jelly. Now let's get this teeth in here. A little bit of a change of content from Saturday when I was painting Smack to now I'm just like drawing Little Monsters Inc. But what can you do? Nothing wrong with that. Variety is important, of course. Of course it is. And then on Thursday, we're painting a tiger. A good old tiger. Because I can't even explain to you how many times it's been requested. And I was worried that it was going to be too hard, but I think we can make it happen. Okay, you guys, do we have a Mike and Sully? I know last time we colored it, but this time I don't have as much time to color it. We did 2 characters instead. The color texture on that big monster is fun. I know, I need to like, I should color him, but maybe we'll do it on another stream because I don't have time today. But yeah, just pretend that's what it looks like, right? Perfect. It's perfect. I know someone else also said, yeah, it's like a cooking show. Let's put it in the oven. And then the next scene, it's like, this is what it looks like. You're like, oh, You don't know how long it took. It was great. But guys, we've got some mosses here. Someone said that shading was really hard for their non-artist brains, and I just don't think I've learned yet a good way how to teach shading without having to like teach you guys like how it all works from start to finish on like a full lesson in value. And you guys just come here for like an hour or two for some fun, so I can't really do that. But I can let you, like, looking at the picture again, talking about reference, looking at the picture is the best part, or the best way. So if you look at this picture that we've got down here, if you give a good squint when you look at it, you should be able to differentiate darker spaces to lighter spaces. Like, for example, when I squint, one of the darkest spots is this spot. Right here, right? Do you see that? So that spot I would color in the darkest. I'm like using a pencil, same with this direction. I kind of am choosing the same direction, being conscious of my strokes so that it doesn't look too crazy in there. But that's probably one of the first dark spots. Around the side of his arm is probably one of the darker spots when you squint in there. Realistically, when we're doing value, you have to pick one center point as to where the light is coming from. And in here, it's probably coming from up the top right direction. So his body is shadowing that. If the light's here, the darkest spot will be on the other side. So if you're picturing every single thing like a shape, that's the best, easy, short form of... This one's easier to see the shading. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. That's good. Yeah, the other one was a little bit more questionable. But imagine that the sun's coming from the right-hand side. So if you look at this arm like the rectangle that we originally drew it, the right-hand side where the sun's coming from should be the lightest. And then going to the right-hand side should get darker because that's where the curve, like you can even see in my arm right here. If the light's coming from up here, it's lighter here than it is on this side, right? My little hot dog arm. Like shading a ball. I know, Justin, but I feel like people who've never gone to art school, that's not something that they have to like think about, right? Thinking where the sun's coming from is very helpful. Yeah, I agree. That's the best part, is like always acknowledge where's the sun. So like for this guy, like the light is coming just right in this center spot. So we have to imagine that the darkest spot would be on this butt end. But I'm coloring it in the shape, like in the direction of that ball, right? I'm being conscious of following that shape. And getting lighter as I come up. Darker at the bottom and lighter as you come up. And you can do that with lots of layers. Like you can color the whole thing, pushing really, really lightly on your pencil. Like really lightly. And then go back on and push a little bit darker when you're at the farther side and come out. And then go back and do a little bit darker. And that's a nice way to blend it out. Same with over here. It's like, oh, his big eyeball would be shading out that right hand or left hand spot, right? See that? I draw perfect and you don't? Hey, that ain't true. I'm actually a very messy drawer and painter. Nothing wrong with that. And look, let's say now his left leg would be darker most of the way, right? You guys kind of see that? And same with this side. Let's just pick that left part of the leg. Right? How's that? Maybe even his little eyelid has a little bit of darker on the left-hand side. But again, I'm just squinting, looking at the reference photo. Mine's just over here for me. And that's usually a good way to be able to see where those dark values belong. But like Justin was saying, like, I feel like probably one of the best way, that's the way that I learned value was on balls. In the nicest way. Was just having circles, just a flat circle, and making it look 3D with value was how I learned, and I think that's one of the, like, you could probably YouTube, like, how to shade a ball, probably. And that class should come up at some point. And then same on this guy. He's got it a little bit darker in his little beard. You can be a little bit crazier, of course, with these lines on him because he's furry. You're going to draw and send it to me on IG. Okay, perfect. Love it. Can't wait to see. I don't know how... I'm going to be gone soon. I won't lie to you. But I'm not gone forever. We'll figure that out. Coloring in that nose a little bit. And same with over here because his eyebrows are like hooded, right? So it's a little bit darker on his eyebrows. See that? You can even still, like, you can still see the shape of those original circles that we drew. You can even color that in a little bit for his eye socket, right? Okay. And then, of course, in his armpit, it's dark. Because, again, the light's coming from over here, right? So this big, thick arm of his would for sure darken up there. Right? Weep, weep, weep. Maybe he's got a bit of a goatee. But again, look, like I'm not by any means treating it preciously. I'm coloring it pretty crazy when it comes to the furry guy. Because those crazy lines kind of help with his texture, right? Maybe you're going to flail some other little fur lines inside. And again, by looking at the picture, it's easier to find out like which directions the hair should go. Right? Weep. His nails are dark, I think. Svengali, thanks for sharing. In the last couple minutes, my little cutie's coming together. Same with his leg down here. Again, a good squint will show you that it's nice and dark at this part. And again, because this leg would kind of be covering this area, right? Shadows are tough. They really do make the image look more 3D and look like it belongs in these places, right? Or belongs in this space. Just a little bit darker down the side of his arm, too. All right. How about them apples? How's that, you guys? Does it need to be a little bit higher to catch them all? Oh my gosh, maybe that's too high. How's that? Did I do anything fun this weekend? Asks Svengali. What did I do this weekend? Oh, I guess we saw the fireworks on Saturday. Our city had some, what would have been Stampede, a big event in Calgary, the last day. They let off all the fireworks that they usually would go all week, so it was a pretty big show, and it was pretty great. We went and saw that. And Dan and I just scooted around because I streamed on Saturday, so that really breaks up my weekend. I always forget that it's the weekend. And we went on a little scoot downtown, because that's basically all you can do during COVID times, hey? Scooted around the city a little bit. Had some ice cream, you know. Just the usual. How about you guys? Anything exciting for you? There we go. How's that? Even if you want to go, you can do a little more a little darker on the left side of the fingers too. Casually painted smack. Yeah, casual, you know. That was something fun. Met a lot of newbies to the feed, which was cool. Yeah. All right, you guys. I think we are done for today. How's that? Should I just thumbs up over here? Is that my thumbnail? I keep forgetting to do thumbnails for paintings now, or for my YouTube videos now. But there we go. All right, you guys. A literal thumbnail. Exactly. That makes me laugh. Okay, well, quick and painless, kinda, not really. That was still a full 2 hours. What's up next? We've got Thursday. We're painting a tiger, a real tiger, a heavily requested paint night. So that's what's up next. That's when I'll see you guys next. Always, you guys know, send me in if you're doing this from YouTube. I'd love to see your results. And I'd love to hear feedback. If I, like, sucked at teaching it, like, please tell me. I'll try it again. Because I never know, right? Other than that, y'all know the drill. Follow me on Caffeine on YouTube. My Etsy's Taytayski. My, what else? My Patreon, which I'm about to open up, is Taytayski. You can find me anywhere with a quick Google. I appreciate you guys who hung out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed your little Mike Wasowskis, because they're my favorite, and look how cute they are. Alright, we will talk soon, you guys. See you on Thursday at 8 p.m., okay? Au revoir. See you.